All right, here we go. Today I'm going to go over some sales data, and for the sales data over the last, I started the business about 2 weeks ago, but I sold a little bit beforehand. What I sold beforehand was on E4. Someone gave me had a buying thread. It was about a first edition Neo Genesis Ampharos PSA 10. Originally, I got that card for like $60. I think I sold it for like 130. And there was a PSA 10 first edition Machamp from base set, and the unlimited version was one. I got it for like $100. Buyer bought that for 330. And again, all of these cards that I bought like 2 years ago, so the growth is insane there. And just recently, as right before I was making this video, this bad boy sold. This is a first edition, or I'm sorry, first place Gym Challenge ring in from 2009. And I have these, and a bunch of these are in, they have the third, second, and first place. This one specifically is the first place, is PSA 9. There's a bunch of PSA 10 copies. The 9 only has 22 copies, I think. This one just sold for $35. The other sales data that I have, again, is over the past couple of weeks since I started this business, is going to be a unlimited Charizard. That unlimited Charizard was light played, near mint, and it sold for about $100. The first edition Pack Fresh non-hollow Moltres from the Fossil set. I immediately got it out of the pack, put it in a sleeve. There's a couple of things that I didn't want to send to PSA. Like, I could send, all the non-hollows, like the Dragonite, the Articuno, Moltres, but if it gets a 10, yeah, it's worth like $25, $30. I think Dragonite probably has a premium, carries a bit more. Again, these are all non-hollow. I figured I'd just save the time, save the money, and I'll just sell them rare. So that sold for 17. I had a Neo Genesis for Alligator, number 4, and that was near mint. Sold that for $22. A Pack Fresh Dragonite non-hollow. Someone bought it for 25, but unpaid items case. So I just completely, I'm gonna relist that. I might send it in to get graded because I saw one that was graded a PSA 10. That sold, I think, for like over 50, so it might be worth it. Again, if it gets 10, might get a 9. Again, Pack Fresh, I don't know. We are looking at a 2004 Aggron is reverse foil from the Magma vs. Aqua set, PSA 10. There's only 2 PSA 10 copies in the world, and that sold for 65. But again, unpaid items case, so I'll probably have to relist that. I just listed it as 100 with the best offer, and I was like, all right, and take the best offer, and someone bought it. I was like, okay, let's do it. The next one, I'll probably won't take 65. I'll probably be a little higher because, again, it is an insanely fun card to look at, and it also has that rarity of the pop 1 of 2. So there's 2 PSA 10 copies. I have 1, and then looking at a Shadowless Hitmonchan from base set, light played. It was about $10. Sold that for. We have Typhlosion 17 out of 111 from Neo Genesis, near mint. That sold for $36. And I got a notification. All right, I'm turn that off. And after that, we had a first edition Articuno non-hollow from Fossil, Pack Fresh. That was about $10. And that same thing for Gengar, again, Pack Fresh, first edition, that sold again for $10. These are all non-hollow. The hollows I definitely would have got graded. I had a unlimited Blastoise from base set. That was light played. That was $20. Same thing with the Venusaur. I had light played. It was $13. Articuno from Fossil set. It was these guys are. I'd say this one was all beat up, but so it sold for $3. And then I had a Kabutops and Alakazam sold for a combined total of $8. Again, these are all very, very, like, probably EX at that point. I don't think none of them had creases or rips in it, so they weren't poor, but they were very good to EX. I had unlimited Gyarados and a Mewtwo. Those were very good to EX condition, and that sold for $10 total. So the Gyarados and Mewtwo together, figure $5 each. I had a couple of mixed hollows from base set. It was pretty much everything but Charizard and Magneton, and that sold for $156. So picture base set, every hollow except for Charizard and Magneton, that sold for $156. I had an unlimited Charizard. That was, the first one that I had that sold for $100. That was light played, near mint. This one was really just light played. That sold for $65. And then we had a first edition Dark Blastoise the non-hollow version from the Rocket set, and that came in a PSA 9, sold for $16. That one I should have probably held on to because that might be worth more in the future. Just again, it comes as a set. I just purchased. I'll just mention now purchasing. I purchased a full, complete near mint Rocket set, first edition near mint, 1 through 83. Had the Dark Raichu in there as well. For eight. The sticker price was $800, but with shipping and taxes came to like $889. And I just said, like, fuck it, I'm just send every single one out to get graded. I didn't want to say, like, inspect each one, because even at an 8 or a 9, or even if they'll all get 7 to 10. Again, most of them should get 8 and 9s. The upper end will get 10, the lower end will get 7, and they should all, even if they have a couple that are 6s or 7s, put them all in a bunch, in a lot, they'll still sell. Again, having them PSA graded, usually a little more value. Where was I? I forget. Okay, so the Unlimited Zard. Okay, PSA 9 Birthday Pikachu. That Birthday Pikachu was really cool, good hollow. PSA 9 sold for $62. We had a first edition Jumpluff, which generally Jumpluff is at like the lower end of the spectrum with what people like. I saw it on. It was on a PWCC auction like a year or two ago. I got it for like $14. Just sold it for $32. We had a Dark Persian, not the one from the magazine in like '97. This was a Dark Persian from Nintendo Magazine, which was the holographic one. That was PSA 9. That sold for $30. Also had a first edition PSA 9 holo Misty's Tentacruel. That sold for, and that was from Gym Heroes, that sold for $42. Had a Dark Hypno from the Rocket, same thing, first edition, PSA 9. That sold for $40. And then I had a first edition Jungle Clefable, which I bought that for like $21, like not even a year ago. And again, first edition PSA 9 holo, sold for $80. Again, I put that on auction. A lot of these were auctions. Some of them I put on Buy It Now just because I wanted to kind of test the field and see what was going on there. And then I had a Jumbo Charizard, one of those cards that are just huge. Again, non-holo, but it's everyone's ever seen those Jumbo cards. They're enormous. They're like 3 or 4 times the size of these, and that sold for $80. Then I had another Pokemon base set lot similar to the other one that sold for $160. Again, they were all light plate. I think I had a Shadowless Dugtrio in there also. The guy's going through my inventory. I'm on the phone with him and I'm trying to go through. He's like, yeah, give me this one. Give me this one. How's the condition of that one? So sometimes as you do this a lot and you get a lot of positive buyer feedback and they contact you and they go over everything on the phone, it'll just at night, it's like, is this really worth it? It is. It will be. The Houndoom. I got a Houndoom. It's a Magma vs. Aqua from the set, that PSA 9. That sold for $14. I think that's probably worth a bit more, but it was an auction, so I bid it. I was like, all right, I gotta sell it. And that was pretty much it for sales. Just advice, guys. Again, ever since I started this business, I am going all into it. My first business is almost 3 years old, and I had said in my, I think it was on like Snapchat, I just said like, starting a company within 3 years of the first one is a lot like having a child. I am not getting a lot of sleep, like deployment type of sleep. It is very lonely. My money is out the window, and I'm having a lot less sex. So anyone that wants to do that, open up a business within 3 years of opening up your first business, my advice is don't. But if you are going to, you have to treat it like a child, like a baby. Like you have to put your all into it and work every hour. Again, my first business, I'm putting 55 hours a week into this. I'm doing another 25 hours. Again, not including commute time, not including searching and buying, not including going to trying to stay in shape and go to the gym. So it is not a. It's fun because eventually this business would. People don't know it yet. People are sleeping on it. Some aren't. There's a bunch of people that are making a lot of money with this, but these will all make so much money someday. So buying and selling, if you know what you're doing, you can make a lot. Again, it's a slow start. You have to work your face off. Anyone who has anything worthwhile, they got that unless it was given to them. If they're like a trust fund baby, if whatever they have, they work their face off for it. That's what I'm doing. It's advice to you guys. Uh, as far as other gym challenge stuff, as far as other type of Pokemon related news. Sorry, I went off on a tangent there. But as far as gym challenge news goes, I had a first edition PSA 8 Misty's Gyarados that sold for $50. And I remember less than a year ago, you couldn't get a 9 for that. A 9 would sell for like 25, 30, but an 8 just sold for 50. And in Gym Heroes, Erica's Dragonair PSA 7, first edition PSA 7 sold for $60. So I don't know what the higher grades sell for that right now, but because there's such a premium for the 10s, and a lot of people can't afford that, they're going for the 9s, and the people that, now the 9s are being driven up, they can't afford that, they're going for the 8s and the 7s. So you see a trend here where if it's too good for a binder, like it's going to get a 7, you're probably going to grade it. That's why I graded everything for that Rocket set that I just got, because people are going to buy them. Now again, these are holos. These aren't the not the Rocket Dratini, not like a Dark Charmander. Something that's probably not going to have a lot of fan base, and the fans aren't going to be as fanatical as the holos. But again, there's growth everywhere. So it's similar to the stock market. You buy and hold. That's the key. All right. Have fun, guys. Until next time. Bye.